What's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike, and sitting next to me,
also Kase.
And today we've got a little bit of a story to tell you because you might remember our $2,000 Hawk DLX, our Amazon dual sport. We just got it titled and plated. It's ready to go on the road, but it was quite the process getting there.
Yeah, and a very different process from buying a motorcycle new from a dealership. Obviously, we had to assemble it. And we've made some videos talking about how this motorcycle rides and what our experience has been like so far. But we had this whole fiasco with getting the motorcycle actually registered, titled, everything good to go to ride on the street.
Yeah, so let's go through kind of what we had to do because there were quite a few issues with this. Just to give you a little bit of backstory, we first purchased the Hawk DLX from Amazon on October 28th, 2020, and it shipped October 29th, just the next day. So that was all good. The store we bought this from was called Moto Pro LLC, and they still have an active store on the site. You can go check out the exact bike we bought. We purchased it for $2,015, excluding tax. But here's the issue. That might sound really tempting. The bike's actually cheaper now. I think it's about $1,500 right now. But it comes from a third-party seller. It doesn't actually come directly from Amazon. Amazon isn't the one fulfilling the order, which definitely created some problems for us.
That's right. Our particular order was fulfilled by another site called Powersports Max. They're based out of California, just outside of LA, and the title on our motorcycle specifies Powersports Max, as does the bill of sale. Now here's the first problem that we faced when we were trying to get it titled. Our editor, Zach, went to the DMV to get this bike all sorted out, and the issue is that you buy it from Amazon, and the site, Amazon site, estimates the tax to be collected. The issue is that we don't have any proof that the tax Amazon collected actually went to the state of Colorado, so it's basically useless. That tax that we paid didn't actually help us title the bike at all.
Yeah, we definitely paid tax for this motorcycle, $100.45. Amazon made that pretty clear when we bought the bike, exactly how much we paid in tax. But the problem is they don't break down the tax, what each tax is in that big sum of a $100 tax payment. You don't know what state, local, county, anything like that. And also, Amazon didn't give us any proof that Amazon remitted the tax to the state of Colorado. So we did pay the tax, but we had no proof to show the DMV that the tax was given to the state, and the DMV didn't like that.
Now, Zach reached out to Powersports Max, who actually fulfilled the order, and he spoke to a customer rep, but they recommended that we talk to Amazon in order to get a response from them, and really Powersports Max didn't do a whole lot more to help us resolve that issue.
Yeah, they didn't really help us out. That was all they were willing to do, was say, go through Amazon. And if you go on Amazon's site, they do admit that Amazon themselves, they're responsible to collect and remit sales tax. It says it right there on their website. But with such a huge company, you're never going to get a response from them, and they just don't break it down for you, so we can't show it to the DMV. We want to make it really clear that we're not saying Amazon didn't remit the sales tax to the state of Colorado. They very well could have. We just don't have any proof to support that. Now, on the bill of sale that came with the bike that we got from Powersports Max, the company that fulfilled our order, says that it still includes the tax, but on their own website, they claim that they don't charge tax. So it says on their website, we do not charge sales tax except in California, and clearly we are not in California.
Now, because the DMV wouldn't accept the documents that we already have showing that we paid Amazon $100.45 in tax, we ended up having to pay tax again, and that totaled to $178.24. So once we did that, that solved the issue with proving that we've paid sales tax on buying this motorcycle. But there was a second problem.
Yes, when we bought the Hawk DLX and it was shipped to us from Powersports Max, we got a manufacturer's certificate of origin and a bill of sale. Now, here in Colorado, the state requires that the seller of any vehicle, this being a dual sport motorcycle in this case, both sign and print their names on the bill of sale and the odometer disclosure statement on the title. Both of these documents we got do have signatures. You can see that right here, but they don't have the printed name of the person who signed them. They put the name of the company, but that's not good enough. You need to have the actual name of the person who signed the document printed and signed on both documents.
Now, unless the bill of sale is both printed and signed, Colorado will not title this either as a motorcycle or as an off-road vehicle. And here's another issue with the bill of sale that we had, is that our bill of sale called the Hawk DLX a dirt bike. And it's not, it's a motorcycle, it's street legal, it's got turn signals, it's got a horn, it's got everything that you need in order to ride it on the street.
Yeah, so the title wasn't complete. We couldn't get it registered as a motorcycle or a dirt bike. And just to give you some info on how Colorado defines a motorcycle, it's any 2- or 3-wheeled vehicle that uses handlebars and has an engine capacity greater than 50 cc. Also has a headlamp, tail lamp, stop lamp, horn, and a mirror. So clearly, our Hawk DLX should be categorized as a motorcycle here in Colorado. Just Power Sports Max didn't make that really clear on the bill of sale they sent us.
Now, after a number of attempts, we were able to get through to Power Sports Max in order to solve these issues with the bill of sale. That company's rating with the Better Business Bureau has them sitting pretty low with a lot of complaints that the communication is not fantastic, and that was our experience too. But they did respond and help us sort out the issue. Our editor, Zach, ended up sending them a copy of our bill of sale with post-it notes pointing to each thing that needed to be corrected, and that ended up solving that issue.
Now on March 10th, Power Sports Max finally got back to Zach and said that the documents were on their way. Fast forward to March 17th, exactly a week later, that's when the documents actually arrived to our office here in Colorado. Zach was able to take the new bill of sale with all the correct information down to the DMV, pay tax twice, and then finally get plates and a working title to this motorcycle. So everything is complete. It's registered as a motorcycle now, not a dirt bike. Yeah, it was a really long process to get here. We unfortunately had to pay tax twice, but we wanted to go through all this to give you an idea of what our experience was like ordering a motorcycle off of Amazon and skipping the whole dealership process. So maybe we can save you some headaches.
And the fact that titling it was this big of a headache, it really makes you wonder if it's worth buying one of these motorcycles if you weren't already iffy on that idea already. And I mean, personally, I'd say, especially after having this experience, I'd much rather just buy a used motorcycle from a major manufacturer, one where I know the quality of the machine and I know that you're less likely to have these kinds of issues.
Yeah, definitely. And just some tips if you do want to go down this route and try it for yourself. Maybe Amazon and big online retailers like that isn't the best place to buy a motorcycle, because in this instance, Amazon wasn't much help to us. They weren't able to help out sorting any titling issues, and from Amazon's standpoint, they were done with the transaction once we received the bike. Also, look up reviews, because as you said, both names of this company just has terrible reviews online, so that would have been good for us to know going into this. And also, if you are really set on going through a dealer online to buy a motorcycle, make sure that the payment is received and broken down, including the remittance of the sales tax in the bill of sale, along with any other documents you may need to bring to your DMV, and make sure everything is properly filled out before you show up, because it can be a real headache.
Now again, one final disclaimer, this was just our experience. It's not necessarily how it's going to shake out every time someone buys a vehicle like this, like what we did, but it's something to consider if you're looking for a cheap motorcycle, especially since, while we've been talking, I was just Googling around a little bit, and I see a 1984 Honda CR 500 for $2,100 in Texas, which is pretty much what we paid more or less for this Hawk DLX. And that CR500 is a bike I'd probably rather have.
Yeah, he's been talking about it all day, and I would definitely rather have that CR500 as well. But here's the good news. We went through this whole trouble of getting the title. We now have a clean Colorado title in hand for this Hawk DLX, and we are selling it. So if you want this Chinese Hawk DLX 250 and you want to skip the whole process that we did, we're right here for you. Let us know. We'll definitely work something out and get you on this bike, because it's not all terrible. Once we were past the titling and the tax issues, it's a good bike.
Yeah, and you could go through, you could improve the parts of it that need some improving, but now that the bike is registered, we've done the heavy lifting, it's a much more appealing vehicle. So if you want it, come take it.
Yeah, let us know. Get it out of here so we can move on to something else. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to head over to tflbike.com so you don't miss any stories. Catch you in the next video.